watching Equatorial TV. Let's rock it.
Something is coming. Something big.
Pope Francis and Archbishop Justin, we come in humility, unity, and love. We come from our different traditions as servants of Christ and seek to share his hope that all will be one in him, that churches and people will work together and witness together for a better future for the people of South Sudan and for the whole world. Blessed are the peacemakers, said Jesus, who is the Prince of Peace, a peace which brings justice for all, for families, tribes, and nations. Today, we need that peace. We need churches and leaders who are generous of heart, liberal in love, and profligate with God's grace. We need leaders who care about the values by which our countries live, who care about the conditions in which people live, and who act out their faith in work amongst the most vulnerable and marginalized. These things make for peace. All people are essentially co-workers in God's desire for a world in which all people can live life in fullness. I firmly believe it is in the reach of the President, Vice Presidents, leaders, and people of South Sudan to extend the reach of justice and compassion to the whole of this young and optimistic country, full of people ready to work for a vibrant and fulfilling future. Today, we seek the wisdom and power of the Spirit to help us to discern a way forward, to offer hope to everyone in South Sudan in the peace that comes from God through Jesus. A peace that will bring a chance for people to live as the prophet Isaiah promised. They shall build houses and inhabit them. They shall plant fields and eat their fruit. For like the days of a tree shall be the days of my people. May all political, civic, and international leaders join together in seeking God's holistic promise of life in fullness for all of God's people. And may God's blessings and peace be upon the resilient people of South Sudan. And thanks be to God.
We have some gifts from the delegation of His Holiness the Pope and the full delegation accompanied by the Archbishop of Canterbury and Moderator General. These gifts will be given to our Vice President by the protocol. We have also a visit that will also be given. So maybe can you bring the gifts, please, and give them. And as we are going to leave this situation, please, I'm asking all of you, this time there is protocol. We shall first allow His Holiness the Pope to leave the place, followed by the Archbishop of Canterbury, and the Moderator General will be next, and then our President, and finally our Vice President, and then our ministers and diplomats after that. So warm our seats, please. There is enough lighting. There is no curfew sung by so many people. Let us enjoy that the global leadership is here with us. And by the way, the sitting you see there, this is after 500 or 600 years. They have come to South Sudan as a Christian family. I think this is something we should all be proud of. This historical situation, that the unity of the Christian family, they brought it to this young, humble nation trying to build itself. So we have a historical chapter. At least we are sending to the rest of the Christian world, the civilized nation, please let there be unity. I think we better make our unity, as said by Pope Francis and his colleagues, while we tell them. So, Mr. President, the order of His Holiness to leave first. And I can recognize the beginning. I think the church in Troy. First Lady.
One of the unique day in the history of the Republic of South Sudan, and we will say that the event has been so remarkable. So we're just seeing His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit seeing off the visitors. That is starting with His Holiness Pope Francis, and then we'll also have departure of the other church leaders. So viewers, to just summarize what happened, the church leaders basically were focusing on the message of peace, unity, forgiveness, and they urged the country's leadership to put the interests of the people, those who are going through suffering, to put the interests of the people, to put the people in front of their political interests and work for the benefit and development of this country. The message that both the religious leaders, whether it is Pope Francis or whether it's Reverend Dr. Justin Welby, as well as Reverend Dr. Ian Greenshield, both of them were focusing their message on peace, unity, reconciliation, and forgiveness, and mostly calling on the leadership of this country to make sure that they work tirelessly to restore South Sudan back to the track of peace, to restore South Sudan back to the track of development, and move the country forward. We are just seeing the entourage, which is taking the Bishop, His Holiness Pope is just leaving, and this has been one of the remarkable days as we are witnessing in the history of Republic of South Sudan. Viewers, the day has been a little bit quite long, but the most important thing, the message is sent. The message is sent to the leadership of this country, the message is sent to the people of South Sudan, and the message is sent to everyone who attended this occasion. Of course, this is not the last event, viewers, and of course we will be having also prayers that will take place tomorrow at Dr. John Garang Mausoleum, and we'll also have other event that will take place, that is a private meeting with members of civil society of Jesus Apostolic Church. We'll also have meeting with internally displaced persons in Freedom Hall. And we also have that the bishop will have meetings with the rest of the people. Viewers, we're just going to tell you that thank you so much for joining us, and the event has been blessed and what the message of peace, unity, forgiveness, and reconciliation. Let me have my colleague Mawai Kwan to say some few words as we tell you thank you.